build guide time for the rifle mech. So I literally just described something turbo stupid that I want to talk about again. He was talking about being immortal on Amalgam and how good the actual healing for this spec is. So the survivability that it has, baked in by default, is actually crazy, especially with the setup that I've got running right now. So I'm running Rifle Amalgam here. I covered a little bit of it in the previous video. This is going to be the one detailing the entire setup so that when it comes out, I can just copy-paste this build and just fuck everything. So, reason it's basically immortal is, first of all, you got Big Boomer, which is going to give you passive healing on the secondary hit of the rifle burst. So you're just going to be perpetually healing 24/7. But then, you also gain barrier when you use a morph skill, which are these skills down here. And then you'll be able to heal every second while you have barrier, and then heal while you evolve. So if you're ever worried about dying whatsoever, you have perpetual healing from using your morph skills. You then have perpetual healing from your rifle. You then have the ability to pop Troll Engine at pretty much any point. And then you have Offensive Protocol Demolish, which gives you healing from outgoing attack damage. But it gets better, because you pop this, and you immediately get the healing while doing the spin, which means you're healing from the spin damage. But then you pop your evolve, you heal from the evolve itself for 1,000, and then it resets your Berserker Strain, so you can get another heal and another set of healing from Berserker Strain all over again. All of which also give you barrier, because you're using a morph skill, which will give you barrier, so you're healing and ticking down via your innervating alloy. So yeah, it's fair. It's very, very, very fair. So, with that being said, let's cover the Rifle Amalgams. Let me show you the DPS and the burst combo, which I haven't really mastered, but we can normally hit about 20k on the opener, and then we go down to about 15k afterwards with the perpetual. So, the goal is to pop both your elixirs here, then pop your Plasmic State. This is going to give you a crazy damage bonus. Combined with the Relic of the Weaver, these work perfectly in tandem, because it's a stance that gives you bonus damage for 15% bonus damage for 7 seconds. This is a stance, or a buff when you use a stance to give you 4 seconds of 10% more damage. The coughing is actually integral to the DPS because it makes it sick as fuck. Just like me. And then from there, you want to pop your defensive protocol, because a good defense is being able to shit on the guy 400 times. And then we're going to dump the rest of our utilities here, pop evolve, reset it, and do it again. So, 2, 1, Q, X, then we blast it with everything we've got, reset, pop our elite, have our elite do multi-hits, hit him again, cancel the final hit, 22k. There's our opener. Now we just chill, dump our entire kit. We wait 6 seconds for everything to come back because it lines up perfectly for a second DPS rotation. We just literally rifle auto, 2, 1, slam everything, pop our animation, animation cancel, and then we hit another 15k afterwards, like so. And then you literally just repeat that exact same rotation. Rifle 1ing, Rifle 4 gives you quickness. Alright, well, not with this setup. I'll show you a couple different renditions. And then you just repeat again. Wait for it to come back. Now we've got 2 evolves. Pop all this. And then it lines up again. Pop our elite, reset. And then that time we go down to about 13. And there we go. So this is going to be crazy for fractals, because in fractals we will want to do very high burst DPS. So we just did 20% of the boss's health in 11 seconds in the opener. So now factor the fact that we're going to be in generally fractal groups with 4 other people. So if we can all do 20% DPS in our opener, the boss just dies in 10 seconds. Now, when it comes to raids and content like that, it's going to be a little bit shittier on the perpetual DPS, but someone who's better at buildcraft than me can solve that. So, there are a couple of different renditions of this setup you can play. I am running full Berserker with Scholar Runes, and the closest to Berserker I can get on the rest of this, given everything I have. Then we have Relic of the Weaver, like I showed before. Using a stance skill will make you deal increased damage for a duration. Apologies, I'm sick as fuck. And with that, we have 3 stances. You can pop pretty much at any point. You can use Troll Engine literally for damage if you want. Otherwise, it's just here for extra healing and utility, which makes our life just a little bit easier. And then the Flux State will pop this as well, so whenever you use your Elite, you'll also get 10% damage to combo with it. Like I said, try and combo it with the Defensive Protocol Thorns for even more damage. Yes, Defensive Protocol and damage is a little bit ironic, I know, but we out here, that's kind of the point. Scholar Runes for flat damage, and then Force Air because it wouldn't let me pick up an Exploitation. I think I would probably use Exploitation Force, maybe Exploitation Frenzy, probably. I don't know, something along those lines. But yeah, so here is the tree. The explosives and amalgam are non-negotiable. The tools line is interchangeable. You can go tools here for static discharge. Tool belt skills grant vigor. Tool belt skills have reduced recharge and reduced cooldowns. And then in this case, I don't run takedown round. I think that if you wanted to really min-max the rotation, you could do takedown round and dodge roll at the right time for explosive entrance. I don't know when or where to put the dodge roll to get maximum DPS, but there is definitely another 10% you could get there if you want a turbo tryhard. Strike damage is increased while you have vigor, and then you get quickness off kinetic battery. Adrenal implant is actually counterintuitive if you're running takedown round, because you want to keep your adrenaline low, or not adrenaline, fucking wrong class, your endurance low, because then you can keep the bonus from takedown round. Whereas if you run adrenal implant, then you're getting your endurance back. I played too much warrior. And you're getting your endurance back too quick, and you're not keeping the damage bonus. So this is the option I just ran. I'll show you the other rendition, which is to run firearms. And then you go for inflict might when you inflict bleeding, because you're going to do passive bleeding with sharpshooter. Then you'll get fury. And then no scope will give you more crit hit damage, and then you'll run equal and opposite reaction for bonus quickness. So, reason for this is that now Rifle 4 will give you quickness, which will allow you to spam your Rifle 1s that little bit more effectively. So I'll do the same rotation, and I'll show you what that bench is at. This is a little more autopilot, whereas if you were running the other rendition and you run takedown round, you'd have to do dodge rolls to get, you know, ultra optimized DPS. So, I'm trying to make this as, like, rifle mech as possible, you know? So, 2, 1, pop everything. Rifle, rifle. Throw our projectiles through. Pop our elite. Reset. Do it again. Animation cancel everything. We fit it all in the window. 21k. So you lose very slight amounts of DPS. We keep perma quickness up, and now we just chill. You can see that our tool belt skills don't particularly line up as much with this setup, but now we're doing 16k on the lower end, because we're able to keep more damage out of rifle since we can keep quickness up faster, or more reliably. So our overall gets higher, but our burst window gets a little bit shittier, unfortunately. So now we're slowly going down, 14. But like I said, you can keep your quickness up a little easier with Rifle 4. But your burst windows aren't going to line up as easily. What in the world is that build? That's crazy. Yes, sir. That's Amalgam. Fairest class. And we pop our elite. Run it back. And we bonk. And there you go. That goes down to 14k. So a little higher on the perpetual, because like I said, when you're using overcharged, it will allow you to keep the quickness up, so then you can spam your rifle autos a little more. And keep up more perpetual DPS that way. You can also then use Meiotic State in here if you want for extra stance damage, extra strike damage there. And if you want a turbo tryhard, you can find where to put the explosive entrance with the dodge roll. You're going to probably just get extra flat damage as a result because of dodge rolling mechanics and that sort of stuff. But yeah, which one's better? Fuck, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Honestly, explosive entrance with takedown round is probably better. But this is a lot more brain off autopilot. This also isn't with all boons. So fuck it, for watch time reasons, let's do an all boons test since I haven't actually done one yet. Let's go back to tools, static, lock on, kinetic battery, and let's slap on, see if I can figure out how to do this thing. How do you add boons? Is it arena console? Adjust self, add boons, offensive, might, 25. Alright, say fucking less. Respawn golem. Alright. Cough for good luck, because I'm sick as fuck. No, I haven't tried Antiquary yet. It's on the list, though. Alright. We ball. I think I actually fucked the rotation up, but that's fine. $22, so it doesn't actually make that big of a difference. Or I'm just that garbage, one of the two. 22? Yeah, I mean, not bad, all in all. Now we just wait it out. What's our perpetual at? Keep in mind, I'm not getting perma-click anymore. 17? Yeah, I mean, fully buffed, that's not too bad. I expected the burst to be higher. Maybe I'll try again. I expected the burst window to be higher. Maybe I fucked it up. Let me just reset all my CDs. You can just see these nuts. Yeah, okay, 26. That's a little better. And then we just spam through rifle. And since we're playing tools, our burst window will line up again. $20K perpetually. It almost might not even be worth the press overcharge shot in tools. 17. Yeah, okay. Not bad, not bad. Why not both? You can be garbage and it cannot make that much of a difference. True, true, true. Definitely possible. Alright, let's go back to firearms. And let's run this. Respawn. And let's run it again. Is my mic gonna fall off? Okay, no, it keeps up perpetually. Good. Make sure I hit the animation cancel. Blunderbuss plain blank. And 23. So, I mean, that was the exact same rotation, unless I missed an animation cancel in there. Let's see if the DPS is actually higher in the perpetual. So 19 afterwards. $18, yeah, okay, so the post-burst window DPS is actually higher. So it depends if you want to put all your damage into the burst window, running tools, because of the tool belt fucking lightning bolt thing. I'll pop it in this order instead this time. Then I can pop my elite. And go from there. 16K. So 28K. Oh no, I'm going off the DPS number in my chat log instead, rather than what's showing up on the enemy itself. So yeah, that is the two renditions of Rifle Amalgam. So that is tools and firearms. Firearms will give you more consistent DPS, whereas tools will give you more burst DPS. Like I said, takedown round could maybe push it to 28K, coupled with the explosive entrance if you knew where to put the dodge roll in the rotation. But yeah, that is Rifle Amalgam. This is fucking broken.